RGB has officially gone too far.
We interrupt this video to bring you a special message from iFixit. No, we interrupt this interruption with this interruption about new stuff from iFixit. Wish you had a new graphics card, but inventory sucks? Fix the inventory problems with iFixit. Whoa, don't drop it. Can't fix that with iFixit. Just kidding, yes you can. Wish you could take iFixit with you anywhere, but your pockets aren't big enough? Introducing the new More
and the new Minnow.
Take them with you anywhere. So get iFixit for your loved ones, or just get them for yourself.
So these are not new. These are actually multiple gens later than the first time we've seen these. These are the Strimmers. The Strimmers are RGB cables for your system. But these are now the Strimmer Plus V2s to unlock your imagination. Apparently my imagination has been just in black and white. So these are LianLi's RGB cables, as you can kind of see by the picture right here. That's actually like a foil. Anyway, this is a 320 millimeter extension for 12 volt high power to 12 volt high power with 12 times light guide. As if we didn't need another way to make melting 12 volt high power cables a new thing. So as you can see, your 12 volt power cable goes in here. RGB puke comes out here, and then this is where it goes into the graphics card. This right here is our breakout cable for the signal. It converts here, as you can see, to just a standard ARGB plug. Anyway, let's light it up and see what it looks like. Jeez. I'm just seeing lines. That is so much brighter than I expected it to be. Oh my goodness. So there's that. I mean, it's a pretty simple video here. I had these on the shelf and I'm like, why do we have these? I think I was supposed to use these in a build and I forgot. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is probably the control box for it then. So as you can see, this converts to standard 3-pin on a motherboard, or you can use LianLi's control box for it, which with their, what do they call it? The L-Connect software. Yep, there it is. There it is right there. So you can see the different connectors. So initially, okay, what you used to get in the past, what makes these a little different than the ones in the past that I'm showing you, because I said this is not the first time we've seen this. The ones in the past were just the RGB section. Like, you can separate it out right here. These are the wires, right? And then here's the RGB section. That would clip on to your existing 24-pin. So you'd have your normal 24-pin wires, and then these just clamped on and then give you RGB. Now they're actual extensions, so you can more clearly like route it through your system. So now they're full-on cable extensions, which is kind of funny. It's like with everything that's been going on with 12 volt high power, you would think people would want to stay far away from being responsible for plugging into it. But I digress. Here we are. Okay, so the 24-pin does not have a conversion, so you have to use a control box with it, which is kind of unfortunate because as you can see, it works just fine with this. Okay, so obviously it's connected to the L-Connect box now. It uses L-Connect 3, the same software you'd use for your fans and such. So if we look right here, you can see it just got its own Strimmer Plus lighting. There's a lot of different variants to this actually. They have adapters that go from 8-pin PCI Express to 24-pin, so 3 to 24-pin, or you can go 24 to 24 like this. This has the 12 rows of RGB. You can also get it in an 8-row version. We think the 8 would be nice. You can actually flip the RGB to the other side. So if you have a GPU that's got a reversed header on it, that way the lights are always on the right side based on the way you want them to go. Same thing with the 24-pin. Couple things I want to point out though. So initially when we plugged it in, we got this. So you see how this portion is not lit up? Even though it's the same exact header as the 24-pin, it's almost like that's the length of the 24-pin. And it doesn't tell you in the manual other than the fact that it just shows an arrow of the GPU header or the GPU wire needs to go to the side and not the bottom. So when you plug it into the side channel, it lights up all the way. So we find that to be odd, that one channel would light up partially and the other channel lights up the entire way. Whereas obviously the 24-pin works fine on either because it doesn't have, it's not as long as the GPU one is. I still don't know exactly what this header is for. And I still haven't figured out exactly why you would want to turn on or off the GPU independently like this. But there is a toggle switch on there. So anyway, you can use like a motherboard pass-through as well. This is the same as any L-Connect stuff that you've seen in the past. So if you were to go into the motherboard sync on, there we go. So now we're syncing with the motherboard. What are you syncing about? I am syncing about lighting. So anyway, if I turn this off, it's just a different version of Wave. It's smoother though. Like LianLi's resolution slash frame rate, if you will, is smoother. So that's LianLi's right there. You see how it's just nice and smooth. If we go to the motherboard, which is Asus, it's a little more jerky. I mean, it's neat. It is neat. Phil's an RGB nut. He loves the lighting and stuff. So he already was like, dude, I wish there was a way to integrate this in my system. But he's got that small form factor water cooled build. There's no way it's gonna fit in there. But other than that, it's just more stuff from LianLi, kind of showing you a way that you can go in here and I guess just add more lighting to your stuff. I'm not a fan of the fact that there's so much right here coming out of the GPU that is not, it doesn't go to the GPU, obviously. It needs that flexibility. So you've got this huge gap of where the lighting stops and then you can just see bare cable, or in this case, it's just white cable. You can get a black version as well. The same thing also with the 24 pin, but at least the 24 pin looks a little more natural, you know, with the bend like that. So you can have it sort of curving down towards your motherboard and then it looks fine. But the GPU is a different story. You've just got this huge gap right here. So anyway, just sort of a short video showing you guys like, this was on the shelf and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this guy. My only complaint is the fact that it didn't give me the white pieces for the graphics card cable like it was supposed to. But if we take a look at the LianLi website, you can see how the GPU cable has 8 light guides. They call them light guides, that's these rows of light. Or 12. I think the 8 would have looked better, honestly. This matches the width of the 24 pin, which is why they have a 12. I think that's for like just symmetry. But it's different. It's not cheap. It's like 60 bucks for one of these. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. Honestly, it's an extension cable with lights in it. It's nice to see them innovate on something I saw this in Computex back in like 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. Maybe 2018, I don't remember when it was. But like I said, they were just clip-on lights back then. So I think the clip-on lights would still be a neat feature so people don't have to use these extensions if they don't want to. And then they can control the light and where it is a little bit better. But it's neat to see some innovation like this. It's just $60 worth. That's a lot of money to pay for some RGB. This is where you guys need to sound off down below. Is this something you think is neat? This isn't a paid ad or anything from them. I just saw these on our shelf and I went, well, what is this crap? And then I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat. But I get it's extremely niche. I don't think a huge amount of people are going, you know, I wish I had RGB extension cables. Phil does. Phil wishes he had them, but not gonna make it into my system though. All right, guys, thanks for watching. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.